Hey everybody, just figured I'd do another of my little vlog series things. This will be number 4. Start off with some updates. I'm back after my long, nice weekend in Minneapolis. You're gonna have to ignore that little beeping, by the way. The fire detector thing has been frickin' batteries going dead, and it's annoying. But yeah, back in lovely Fargo, North Dakota. It's been raining the past 3 days and cold and cloudy and dreary and shitty. So now I'm back here and the rain quit and it's sunny outside, but it's still kind of cold. It's fall. I hate fall. Everybody loves fall, but I could literally write a book on how much I hate fall. It's fucking cold. It's fucking dreary. Everything's dying. Why the hell would anybody enjoy this weather? I'd much rather have like 95 degrees, sunny, sitting on the lake, go for a swim, take a nice motorcycle ride. Nope, we got frickin' fall. The only thing that's positive is that spring will eventually come. I love spring and summer. I don't like fall because then I know winter's coming, and winter's frickin' cold and horrible here. So you know what? Everybody that likes fall, just go to an island of fall. Ick. I hate fall. Anyways, it's cold. It's going to be that time of the year. I got to get winter tires because my Continentals are like 4 years old, and I just looked at them and they're like nearly, well, they're pretty much useless as a winter tire now, so it'd be just an all season. I know, oh, I got all-wheel drive. Yeah, but they're like hard as rock and would probably honestly do worse than an all season tire, so I think we're just going to get some winter tires. They're not going to be like anything expensive unless I can get like a really good deal or something. But I'm going to do some calling around on Monday. And I got another friend who's finding me a cheap winter tire that can get me better gas mileage. Because that is the other thing that's been driving me frickin' up the wall. Can't ride my motorcycles anymore. Not getting 65 miles to the gallon, 45 miles to the gallon. I'm getting like 15. This G drinks gas. Something fierce. Good Lord. This is getting to be a little excessive. I'm driving around literally like flying through turns like 40 miles an hour in an effort to not like lose momentum to give me shitty gas mileage, because then this thing accelerates. It's like a frickin' pickup truck. It drinks so much fuel. It's immense. I'm like so over this already. I want a different car now. On the highway, it's not that bad. In town, when I don't ever get on the frickin' highway, the car is like, it's like, here's my gas. I'm going to drink all of this just going from one stoplight to the next. It's absolutely ridiculous. I'm so mad at my car. Like, hyper mild it, and I got 15 miles to the gallon. Stupid. Stupid. You can tell how old of a design this car is. It drinks an immense amount of fuel. But other than that, yeah, new winter tires. My friend's going to try to find me with some that get better. They're rated better for efficiency and rolling. This car has horrible rolling. It doesn't like to roll. I don't know if it's my Michelin Super Sports, because my old car rolled all the time, but this one doesn't roll. I drove a new Honda Accord V6 EXL yesterday. It was white with the ivory interior and the heated seats, and I like that car a lot. I think it handles flatter than my G does. My G, I think there's something wrong with it. It's just like not a G. It feels like a frickin' school bus. But no, I really like that car. Really good power. The power is always on tap. That V6 sounds great. I love the J35 series V6s. Handles great. The Michelin MX V4 tires that it has on it, I would probably replace because they don't really grip. And I like grippy tires. But it's a family sedan, so what can you do? Most people probably don't drive it like me. But I was like, I've made a pact now. I'm not going to make the same mistake as my G, so when I test drive a car, I'm going to frickin' drive it. Like, I took the Accord around the Cloverleaf. We were probably doing 50. The guy's over there hanging onto the door. I'm just like, oh! I'm like, I'm going to see what this car is like at the limit, because this is the way I drive cars. So, we're going to do some testing. But yeah, New Accord V6, love that car. I've had a lot of seat time recently with the Fusion 2013 Titanium because my friend has one of those. We call that car the whale shark because it's like it's gonna eat some plankton. And then the 2013 Nissan Altima V6 SV or whatever the hell the non-luxury trim is, but it's got the V6 in it. And we call that car the beluga whale because it's got some big grill in the front, which kind of looks like a beluga whale. So we got the whale shark and the beluga whale. And then they sit there and make fun of their cars, and it's hilarious. But I've gotten to drive them both a lot. The one thing I will say is the Accord is a great mix between the two. Every time I drive the Fusion, I'm underwhelmed by the power. I'm not really a fan of the power delivery of that car. You hit the gas and it's like no power, no power, no turbo, and then it's like dead. It's like this shirt for like a poof of a second, and then it runs out of steam. It almost reminds me of a diesel, sort of. And the Altima, you hit the gas and it's like power, and the wheels flying around in your hand, and the CVT is screaming, and the thing's just flying. Like that Altima blows the doors off the Fusion. It's like ridiculous. Ultima's fast. Like, it keeps up with the G. It's like next to me. I'm like, oh my god, I'm gonna get beat by a family sedan. This is not cool. Time to trade in the G. But no, like the Ultima's like retarded. Like, that's stupid. I don't know what the hell Nissan did, but that thing's like a factory freak. But, granted though, our Altima 4-cylinder was really fast too. That thing would smoke any other 4-cylinder sedan. I don't know, maybe it's the CVT. They're really good at putting power to the road. They're just so obnoxiously annoying. That is where I like the Accord, because it's smooth. You hit the gas. It doesn't torque steer your hands a lot. It's a little bit, but it's not as bad. And it's because the Fusion drives great. Like going into corners and stuff, that thing is like top notch. It's like driving a big bloaty European sedan kind of. And then the Altima is kind of more like a sponge. I mean, it's got active understeer control and blah blah blah, but the frame and everything doesn't feel as rigid. It's a little bit squishier, softer. It's not as buttoned down feeling as the Fusion. That's again where the Accord comes in. It's a good mix between the two, because it's more, I think it's more comfortable in the Fusion, probably because the Fusion's got 19-inch wheels on it, but I think it just does a better job of road holding and overall. Just, I love the way that car drives. Big fan of it. But that would be my take. My friends always, which car would you take? I'd be tempted to say the Fusion over the Altima, but the Altima's, I think the ergonomics of it, it's more simple. I don't really like the My Ford Touch. I think it's confusing. And I think I prefer the interior of the Altima to the Fusion. Fusion just feels like there's too much going on in it. That's my problem. It's just too complicated. And then you get the base models and it looks really ugly because it's got the tiny little screen in it and it's kind of just dumb looking. I'd be torn. I would go buy a fucking Accord and just be done with it and not even look at the other two. That's my personal take. I haven't really driven anything new. There ain't shit to drive in Fargo, and I hate the salespeople up here. Oh my god, they're all like hawks. I put my right front tire into the fucking parking lot of the dealer, and there's like 18 salespeople like, oh, you gotta buy a car. And I'm like, no. Oh, excuse me. But when I was home, I drove a 2011 Volkswagen GTI. It was a two-door because they didn't have any four-doors. I would never buy a two-door car. I hate two-door cars. But I drove the two-door GTI. Oh my god, that car's so much fun. I want one. I could put a trailer hitch on it. I could tow shit. I could autocross it. It would be a hoot. Don't make fun of my Fargo accent. But no, I love that little car. It's a lot of fun. The shifter is a little rubbery feeling in it. It's not like my Infiniti shifters or Honda shifters or anything. It's very like we're in like a soup bowl kind of shifter feeling. But it was still more fun than an automatic. And that car, when you hit the gas, it just starts to spool up nice, and it gives you a little tire chirp, and the little thing's just cruising. I'm like, look at this little guy go. It's so much fun. It's like a little rabbit that's just like exciting. I don't know. I love it. But I think a BMW's in my future. I drove the 550 up one of my favorite twisty roads when I was home. Oh my god. It's just so nice and balanced and sticks to the road, and you turn in sharp and the thing just bites and hunkers around a corner, and it's just so perfect. I can't even imagine a smaller BMW car with those same driving dynamics, even a little quicker than the 550. I mean, that car for a big ass sedan, that thing just flies through corners. It just blows my mind. Like, my G is like bobbing, weaving, squealing, smoking, doing all sorts of shit when I take it into a corner. The 550 is just like, you're out of the corner. It's so awesome to drive. And I'm like, I got back and I was like, Mom, I need a little 3 Series. And she's like, well, you can take the 550 to school. And I was like, yeah, but I can't tow my trailers with that thing. And I tow a lot. So maybe this winter, I don't know. I'm kind of curious about all-wheel drive and snow tires this winter. So I'll probably just drive the G. But when I'm home over winter break, definitely driving the 550 because I love that car. But she always wants, like, she's like, just wants me to be happy. So she's like, well, you can take the 5 Series if you want. I was like, I really should drive this car because I love it. But I don't know. I'll stick with my car. I've got it set up somewhat the way I want it. Only have to survive until April 15th. No, not April 15th. April 25th, 2015. And then Sayonara G, Sayonara Infinity, 0 time. This was a request I got. Dealership experiences. I have a lot of dealership experiences. Some negative, some positive. My biggest negative one was at the BMW dealer. One of them, Motorworks BMW Minneapolis. Biggest group of assholes ever. I was like blown away. We didn't buy an X5 from him because it was white with this icky tan interior. And every time we came back, they kept changing the price on us. My dad comes back, it's up, $50 a month. And I'm like, this is stupid. They didn't give us as much for the pickup truck and the vet. So we went, and we were not unsure about the deal, so we went to the other BMW dealer just to see if they had any X5 diesels and just see what they were like and what kind of deal they could run. Instantly, we got there. He's like, oh, we got 2 of them. I'm like, well, this is going to be a crapshoot. Looks like we're going home with the one with tan interior. He's like, okay, we got a black on black one and a white on cinnamon one. Okay, well, my mom really wanted that freaking cinnamon interior. She's like, I've had black, I've had tan, I want cinnamon. So I was like, okay, we'll go look at the cinnamon. But the guy was like, well, it's got $6,000 worth more options on it. So we're like, oh, fuck, it's going to be like $9 million a month. And okay, well, we go look at it. My mom's like, I want it. Okay, well, hold on there. Simmer down now. So we go and do the paperwork and everything. This was for our X5, by the way. And the monthly payment actually came out to be about $16 a month cheaper than the car that was $6,000 cheaper over at Motorworks. This is at Minnetonka BMW, by the way, great dealership. So, okay, well, let's do an appraisal on the vet and the pickup, just see where they're at. Okay, well, they offered us $600 more for the truck and like $2,000 more for the vet. So yeah, it was a no-brainer. We were just like, okay, sign the paper. It was like 6 o'clock on a Saturday. That's when dealers closed, so we just did it and loved the car. Put like 250 miles on it that weekend in like the span of a day. Everybody's like, oh, to drive the X5. And this is why we have like 18 million miles on it right now, and it's got to be at like 12 million miles. But yeah, so Monday, I'm getting some new tires put on my Infinity, my old one, the one I miss, and I get a call from Ed at Motorworks BMW. He is, oh, you're going to come back and buy the X5, and what did you guys think about it? Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, well, you see, we actually kind of went and bought one at Minnetonka. And he just went off on me, just pissed. He was yelling at us. He called us those kinds of people. He's like, you just took my numbers in there and told them to beat it, which is not what we did, by the way. And, you didn't even give me a second chance to. I'm like, you know what, Ed? We frickin' had you. We asked you for your best frickin' numbers, and you did not give them to us. That is the name of the game. And then he hung up on me. And, after that, I emailed the frickin' dealer. They sent me a box of freaking cookies. Ursula, the little, you know, HR, human resource person for, I don't know what the hell, customer service maybe? I don't know. She emailed me. She was all sad. And then she talked to me on the phone. I explained to her now we were really upset about this whole situation. And she was like, well, if you guys ever decide to give us another chance, just know that, you know, we can give you a really good deal, like employee price good deal, blah, blah, blah. She's like, just talk to us if you ever want another car. So I was like, okay. And then she sent me a box of brownies. She was super nice. But that was a bad experience. I mean, my friend, when he was looking for a new car, we went and drove a Pontiac G8. And the sales guy was like, how old are you? And my friend was just like, you know what? I'm old enough to buy the car. And if you're not going to let us drive it, I'll go somewhere else. And the guy's like, oh, no. And then we got the keys to it. And I was like, we rolled in the 550. I'm like, okay, honestly, dude, this car is not any faster than the car we drove in here, and we survived on the way to here to that. So, you know, I think we can handle the fucking LS2. Anyways, but I was doing some research, and there's a few dealerships, Motorworks BMW in Bloomington, Minnesota. Horrible reviews all the time. I have a feeling that dealership's going to tank. Mini is actually separating themselves from the dealership because they don't want to be associated with that. And we only have one Mini dealership in the Minneapolis area. Well, down in the Minneapolis area, then I'm in shithole Fargo. And they want to like separate themselves, so they're going somewhere else. Which is funny. But I also noticed that the Suits dealership in Normal, Illinois has a lot of really bad reviews, and if you actually Google them, you'll see a lot of them. Some of them are kind of funny. But yeah, it's kind of funny actually. But yeah, dealerships, many of them, bad shit, good shit. My Infiniti dealership's fantastic. I'm going to be really sad when I don't buy a car from them, but nothing they make tweaks my nipple anymore, I'm sorry to say. It's just, I don't really like the Q50. It underwhelmed me. It's expensive. I don't want it. Everything else, I hate the new naming scheme. I know why they did it. Don't want anything to do with it. It's time for me to go Euro. It's going to happen. But there concludes Vlog4. If you guys have any questions or concerns or requests or whatever, I'll probably make another one of them in another week or two. I like doing these. If you guys don't like them, tell me. I don't care. But I like when people request shit that I can talk about because it's more fun. So yeah, we will see you guys on whenever I put up another one. I'll try to make more videos. I'm gonna do another one of the G here. I think I'm gonna do an actual 6-month like review thing of it. So whatever. Bye bye.